Function tables. These are commonly referred to, especially I see it a lot on worksheets, as in and out tables. And there's a few different ways they can show you the information. It's almost always going to be displayed on a table. They might show you the information vertically, which means you're going to have more rows than you are columns, and it's going to come in a 1, out a 2, come in a 2, out a 3, and come in a 3 and out a question mark, which is an example of something you might have to work with, or the same exact information, but they're going to show it to you horizontally. It's going to go in a 1, come out a what, go in a 2, come out a what, come in a 3, come out a what, and this box over here is commonly where you're going to find your rule, or you're going to put your rule. Now, here are a couple of things or stuff that I like to talk to with my students. Is imagine that it's set up like a washing machine. You're going to understand that here a little bit more in a second. And the inverse must work, which means like if you are adding by 2 one way, you need to be able to subtract 2 the other way, and the rule still work. And let's apply that to this first function table. Now this is one that's set up horizontally, and I tell students is think about all these numbers on the top, all of your x's. Think about this as a load of clothes that you're throwing in a washing machine, and it's going to go in a 2 and come out an 11. It's going to go in a 5 and it's going to come out a 14. It's going to go in an 11 and go out a 20. The question is, what was the washing machine set to? So like I said, think about it as a washing machine. The top numbers are the clothes that are going in the washing machine. The bottom numbers, what it's coming out as. And this space over here is going to be what the washing machine is set to. Now, always think you can have more than one rule, but I always like to go with or more than one step within a rule. I like to just look at my first number and say, is my number getting bigger or smaller? It's getting bigger. So I try out my 2 bigger operations. I think about, could it be multiplication or could it be addition? Well, let's see, is there anything I can multiply 2 by to get 11? Well, not a whole number, so I don't think multiplication would work. Well, what about addition? Is there anything I could add 2 to get 11? Yeah, with 2 plus 9 is 11, that would work. Okay, so let's see if that rule applies to the next one. 5 plus what gives me 14? Okay, well 5 plus 9 gives me 14. And then the last one that we have information for, because we're missing this guy down here, I say, okay, hopefully this rule works. Is 11 plus 9 20? Yes, so we found out what our washing machine was set to. We go to our setting, we say that all of our top numbers, all of our x's, to find our bottom numbers, all we have to do is add 9, and we'll get our bottom numbers. For example, 2 plus 9 is 11. That checked out. 5 plus 9 is 14. That checks out. 11 plus 9 is 20. That checked out. And we can use our rule that we found, that we put in over here. We can use that to find the missing information. If we're going from here to here, we know it's going in at 8. The washing machine is set to plus 9. And what is 8 plus 9? 8 plus 9 is 17. So we have figured out our first function table, or in and out table. What happens if it's going the other direction? Same thing. You don't have a rule box, but you're still going to have to analyze to go from 5 to 15. What's the washing machine set to? To go from 7 to 21, what's the washing machine set to? To go from 11 to 33, what's the washing machine set to? Are my numbers getting bigger? Yes. If your numbers are getting bigger, try out addition and multiplication. If your numbers are getting smaller, try out subtraction or division. That's always a great place to start. So I'm going to start with addition. 5 plus what gives me 15? 5 plus 10. So let's see if our plus 10 rule works for everything. 7 plus 10 is not 21. Addition does not work, or at least not addition by itself. So let's see, is there anything I can multiply by? Well, 5 times what gives me 15? 5 times 3 gets me 15. That works. We'll see if it works for the next one. 7 times 3, does that 7 times 3, 7, 14, 20. That works. 7 times 3 is 21. We're missing this. That's okay. We can figure it out. And let's go down to the bottom. Does my times 3 work? Yes, 11 times 3 is 33. So we figured out our rule. Our rule is to get from here to here, we have to multiply the number by 3. Sometimes you're going to see it listed like this. Sometimes you're going to see it as a dot, like dot 3. It's the same thing. Whether it's a dot 3 or a times 3, it's going to be the same thing. What do we do about this, though? To go from here to here, I don't have anything to multiply by 3. Goes back to this. The inverse must also work, what I put down here. Well, if I don't have anything to go this way, times 3, do I have anything I can go the other way with? Yeah, instead of doing what times 3 gets me 27, I could do, well, 27 divided by 3 is what? Well, if I have $27 in 3 groups or 3 people, each person would get $9. Does it work the other way? Yeah, 9 times 3 is 27. So a couple key points is, if it's going to a bigger number, try addition, multiplication. If it's going to a smaller number, try subtraction, try division. And like I said, think about it as a washing machine. What's it going in as? What's it coming out as? And what was the washing machine set to?